Hi, I'm Bridget from Bridget's Astrology, and welcome to my week ahead report on the week of the 19th through to the 25th of February 2024. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so it is now a Monday evening, and I know the day has mostly passed, but I will look at Monday coming as well. So, all right, now we've got so many shifts and changes this week, it's ridiculous. All right, so today at 3:13 p.m., we had the sun move into Pisces. All right, and at 2:25, we also had the moon move into Cancer. So we are now in the watery realms. So we've moved from this last month of the sun in Aquarius, where we were emotionally we were looking at the bigger picture. So we weren't as emotionally engaged in situations as they were playing out. And we just had the weekend where the moon was in Gemini, an air sign, and we had that fixed air sun. So our thoughts were probably really big this last weekend, being the 17th and 18th. And, it was a perfect time for us to communicate our needs and thoughts with people. All right. But now we have the sun in Pisces, and we are way more intuitive. We've got more empathy. We are acting in our lives a lot more from our subconscious realms. All right. So now, since Saturn has been in Pisces, we've been talking about how we are restructuring and looking at all of these old traditional belief systems that we have been given a lot. I mean, especially when we're young, we take on our family's beliefs. So with Saturn in Pisces for the last couple of months, we've been doing this active undoing of the knots in a sense. All right. So now we've got the moon in Cancer, which we're also feeling a lot more. We're very protective about those we love. We're more nurturing. And so, even though, I mean, I'll go to today's chart now. All right. So we've just recently had the Venus and Mars conjunct Pluto. So there was a lot of transformation and fair bit of aggression when Mars was conjunct Pluto. But with Venus conjuncting Pluto, it was about contract renegotiation. And I heard that somewhere, I can't remember, but I just loved it because Venus has come down out of Capricorn, like out of the CEO's position into onto the street, really, and she's looking at her community and wanting to know how she can make it better. Now, this week we have Mars and Venus conjunct in Aquarius, so we could have lots of passion projects underway. But definitely lots and lots of changes. So with Mercury still in Aquarius, we're still trying to think out of the box. We're still looking at our community, at our future endeavors. There's still a lot of outside influence, yet, we're trusting our gut a whole lot more from this point forward. All right. So now, for the words for the today, there was sort of, like what would happen if you did choose yourself? What would happen if you did trust your instincts and go with the things that were good to you, good for you? So now that the sun has moved into a very empathetic place, and like I said, the moon's in Cancer, we're looking at our own lives and wondering whether, what would happen if I did just do the things that I generally avoid? Those good habits, good behaviors. So yeah, today is definitely this week from here on, we're definitely in a position where we are actively healing ourselves so that we can move forward with ease. All right. So let's just move on to Tuesday. All right, so I'll just go forward some hours because 9, 8 minutes. All right. Okay, so Tuesday morning. Now, This is the day that I have been waiting for quite a while, where we have Chiron conjunct the North Node. Now we wake up and this is has peaked, all right? So at 5:35 a.m. we are, I mean, Chiron's so very powerful. And now that like it's ruling, Chiron in Aries is looking to Mars for inspiration. Mars is in Aquarius, all right? Now with the North Node, that's our path forward. It's the things that we want to ingest, we want to move towards. It's very spiritual. So in order for us to be the best individuals that we can be, we need to heal our issues. And if we borrow some of Mars's influence with that emotional, detached look at the things back there, right? So Aquarius is still ruled by Saturn. It's still got, even though it's innovation, Saturn's still quite traditional. Saturn's in Pisces, but you know, so um, so I would like to, what I'm trying to say is, if we can have a look at an emotionally detached look, if we can have a look at our wounds with a sense of emotional detachment, because it did happen back there, and we do want to move forward that way, there's got to be a decision made. It's a choice to go, I am healed. I have, like we can potentially look at the strengths that we have gained by the wounds that we have suffered. All right, because I mean, I've had plenty of things go wrong in my own life, but I now feel like I have the experience to help others and to hold space for others so that they can look at their own things and heal themselves, and therefore move forward with confidence and ability as well. So it's not a matter of it's not a matter of like saying it didn't happen. It's saying it's happened, but it made me stronger, and it's not going to beat me. All right. So this has been a big one that's been growing for quite a while. So, like I said, tomorrow, 5:35 a.m. And it's good because the moon is in Cancer at this time. So we are looking at it like, yeah, there's emotional detachment for the bigger picture, but there is a sense of nurturing as well. Like we are able to hold our own hands through this. So, so a moon sextile Jupiter at 9 a.m. So that feels good, like we've got some good feeling aspects happening today. The moon is trine Saturn. We are aware that we're responsible for things in our lives. Saturn is also hanging out with Hygeia. So there's that mental health and well-being asteroid that I love. So by nurturing ourselves, we're also responsible for our actions and our behaviors, and also responsible for doing the good things and the healthy things for ourselves as well. All right, what else is there? So Tuesday would be a great day to get outside and, I don't know, just I suppose no, my mind says count your blessings, but I think it's just acknowledging the good in the world as well. Like, even in the midst of potentially some troubling times, you can always find that silver lining. And I suppose that's also a part of the Chiron conjunct the North Node. Yes, there's a wound, but our potential and our future are greater than what we are willing to let go of. Okay, so I hope that helped for that one. Okay. Now, I would just like to quickly also say about this sun in Pisces that, because the ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, traditionally, I'm going to use that one. Jupiter is in Taurus. So we're looking at practical spiritual growth. We are able to create an environment by nurturing ourselves and in our own mind and subconscious, where we can move towards physical and physical and emotional needs being met through practical means. All right. We are also able to yield tangible and material rewards and results through spiritual activities. So to me, that is just like, I think your manifesting skills are going to be like a 10 out of 10 in this period of time. So if you do have any insights or hunches act upon them, because they might just give you the rewards that you're after. All right. So yeah, spiritual insight, practical wisdom. All right. Okay, so let's move forward. I don't think there's anything else. To Wednesday. All right. So we have a very long Cancer moon, this one. So we still have the Cancer moon on Wednesday. Now, there are a couple of trickier aspects on Wednesday. And I mean, they're not bad, but there's moon trine Neptune. So really, really pay attention to any hunches or any intuition that you have, because the moon is also opposing Pluto. All right, so whenever there is Pluto, there is stuff bubbling up from underneath the surface. And there is a lot of clarity and truth available when Pluto is involved. Pluto's not all bad. You know, he's got his benefits. So in the words I wrote, to pay attention to your hunches, because they could be alerting you to something hiding just below the surface. It doesn't necessarily mean a negative thing, but one that is important to see. All right. So now in the afternoon on Wednesday, we also have the moon in conjunct Mercury. All right. So if there is some sensitive emotional topic that, you know, like just say there was a secret or a truth that came out with the moon in conjunct Mercury, we need to think about what we're saying, or make adjustments. Like if maybe, you know, maybe there was something that hurt you, don't just lash out, although Mercury is in Aquarius. So that can be quite savage as well, because it's disassociated from the emotion of a statement. So you could say something like off the cuff and really hit deep. But if something's come up that was a secret, then yeah, you know what I mean? I'm sure you can understand where I'm going with this one. All right, so some control may need to be maintained in the afternoon. So keep yourself in check and think before you speak. All right, because that's the so we also have that sun coming up to conjunct, oh, sorry, Mercury coming up to conjunct the sun, but Mercury's in Aquarius, the sun's in Pisces. So there's also that, you know, like I don't know. I'm going towards, you know, maybe you could expose someone else's secret to get back at someone. I don't know. It just doesn't, it feels quite sensitive and tender. So I would watch out on Wednesday for those type of secrets. Okay, so let's go through to Thursday. All right, so now the moon goes into Leo on Thursday, the 22nd at 12:40 a.m. So we wake up with the Leo moon. Now, I'm sure that I've missed a couple of things here, actually. Anyway, all right, so the more blah, 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 sorry. The moon is opposing the Venus-Mars conjunction at 2 p.m. All right, so we could wake up in the morning and be like very excited and revved up to get into things. And then we get to 2 o'clock and there might be some sort of opposition to what you want to do. Maybe you want to go and, okay, so just using the on stage and the crowd analogy. So the moon in Leo might want to go and do its own thing and be on stage, yet Venus and Mars could be asking you to be more responsible for the people around you, therefore bringing you down off your pedestal. So, and that might just give you the irrits a little bit. So, and I've even written that. It could be giving you the irrits. All right, so keep in your own lane and don't let anyone stop you from your mission. All right, now Thursday is also when Venus and Mars are exactly conjunct at 5:30 p.m. All right, let me just find my notes. Okay. All right, so we've got passion driven by desire, progress and innovation, unconventional, unconventional relationships. There could be issues surrounding gender norms. We're very much looking at intellectual compatibility, all right, because it's in Aquarius. So, you know, you've got to have that, you've got to have the same wavelength happening. And that's going to also assist in that passion and desire. All right, so there's also going to be a need for freedom and innovation in love and compatibility. So definitely, definitely be your unique self and fly your freak flag proudly. All right, because it is one of those things where Venus is very hands off in this position, and so's Mars. They are very much more concerned with what everyone else is doing. Very much an activist type of energy. So you might see some rallies or things like that on Thursday. So just keep an eye out for that one. And if someone does spark your intellectual passion, then it's a bit of a mind game as well. So all right, so I think that was it for Thursday. Yes. All right, now let's move forward to Friday. Okay, so Friday, yay, we have, well, yay and nay. Mercury is moving into Pisces, but Mercury is in detriment in Pisces because he trips over his words and he can't quite he's very illogical in Pisces. He's a little bit fantasy prone, a bit dreamy, but he is very sensitive. I'm saying he, when really it's it or they because it's Mercury. All right, so sensitive, intuitive, a vivid imagination with dreamy and abstract thought processes, right? So, but like I said, very illogical, hard to focus, very artistic and creative, but could very much struggle to express the real meaning of what they're trying to say. All right, and also escapist tendencies. All right, so if things get a little bit hard, rather, Mercury is so emotionally involved, whereas in Aquarius, he's detached, all right? He's like, yeah, whatever, let's just keep going because, it's good for everyone. Well, in this one, there's a little bit more woe is me, all right? So on Friday, yes, so Friday morning, we have the moon in Leo trine the nodes, which is awesome. And then also trine Chiron at 10 a.m. Okay, so the morning is going to be a time where maybe we can see our own worth, right? Because the moon's in Leo. It's trine Chiron. We've just had that Chiron North Node conjunction. So we've probably moved through a lot of things that have previously held us back. And so this trine to Chiron is like, yeah, I got this. This is awesome. But then around 3 p.m., there is a square to Uranus. So if we are attempting to do things that previously would have held us back, then we might get to that 3 p.m. mark and be confronted by a little bit of discomfort. So it's just one of those things where you're like, okay, this is practice, this is new. Previously, I've done it that way. I'm going to try and do it this way because I'm not going to let things hold me back. All right. So, and as you can see, that was right. In the morning, we have the moon trine the node. So yeah, it's going to be one of those days where you're like, I'm just going to do it because I've got this. I believe in myself. And then you get that, but it's uncomfortable, but then you're just going to move through anyway. So it's all good. All right. You can draw strength from the fact that you have been in these type of experiences before, you've pulled through, and you just need to reassure yourself, it's all good, I got this. All right. So that was for Friday. Okay, so let's move to Saturday. And I'll turn the page. All right, so Saturday is the full moon in Virgo. Okay, so with the moon in Pisces and, sorry, with the sun in Pisces and the moon in Virgo. Okay, so like I was saying, Mercury is ruling the full moon, all right, but Mercury is a little bit confused. Now, Virgo is very analytical and wants the details known and understood, right? Wants to make sure that things work and function properly. It's all about data and details and, decluttering and cleaning and making sure that everything's in alignment, sorry. But that the sun is shining its light on the issue. All right, so whenever there's a full moon, it's things we need to address and work on and release or work through. All right, so now I'm just going to read the words for this one because so we have the moon is in opposition to not only the sun, but also Mercury and Pluto. All right, sorry, Mercury and Saturn. All right, so we've got Mercury, Sun, Saturn. So there is a certain amount of responsibility for your thoughts and your processes involved in this as well. And there is also an in conjunct to Pluto earlier in the day. So here we are again with some sort of adjustment needed to a truth or something that is coming up out of the depths to be dealt with, all right, or transformed, or, you know, any of those words. So what is in the spotlight right now, and how are you responding to it? All right, we don't want to, we're not reacting, we're responding. All right. So it's likely that you're going to have strong feelings bubbling up. So where once you may have lashed out, you can now take a responsible look at all of the other ways that you have learned to handle situations like this. All right. What are the facts? What is real and relevant for right now? Okay. So it's a great time also for some serious thinking and applying yourself to resolve any of these old issues. Now, it is, this is not the full, here, I might as well go to the full moon. Okay, yeah. It's pretty much, it's like nearly midnight. It's 11:28 p.m. Oh, that's Sunday. Okay, so going back here. All right, that'll do. All right, so as you can see, we've got Mercury, Sun, Saturn. All right, so you know, in at this time, allow your intuition to shine its light into what are the things that you need to be responsible for working on. Right, we still do have that Saturn Hygieia. And I mean, look at that. We've got Saturn, Hygieia, Neptune. You are responsible for your own well-being, right? But you're also responsible for making sure that your headspace and the things that you're allowing to take, you know, like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I've lost my words. Neptune, Pisces. This is crazy. All right. So the thoughts that are living in your brain, they don't pay you rent. All right. So you get to choose what is residing in your mind. All right. So at this time, even though there is all of that water and a very confused moon, it's, you really need to, I mean, look at even just the aspect pattern. It's a big, like, there's going to be some challenges. All right. So make sure that you, I don't know, put something into place before the full moon. Maybe you have a look at the things to ponder for this week. And so when we do get to that full moon, you've actually got something, some sort of direction where you can, you know, anchor yourself into some real world thoughts, because there's a lot of illusion around at this time. Okay, I think that's enough for Saturday. All right, so let's go through to Sunday. Okay, now, all right, so the moon is opposing Saturn at 7:30 a.m. All right, so that's all right. That's, we wake up and some of that heaviness may have passed. I still feel like we could be feeling like we're drowning though. Now at 9:50 there is a trine to Jupiter there in Taurus. You know, this would be a great day to have a bushwalk, or get out into nature, get into gardening, earthing out, something like that. Now, the moon is, all right, so we've got Jupiter is square Venus also at this time. All right, so there's quite a few big ones happening, and Mars is there in conjunct the moon, Mars and Venus in conjunct the moon. Sorry, my words are so off kilter today. All right. And as you can see, it's coming up to conjunct Lilith. So maybe you can set yourself up to go for a walk, to get things off your mind, like, or to sort things out in your mind and get them off your chest in your own way with yourself, because you don't want to be starting arguments with people unless it's necessary. All right. So, yeah, a walk in nature might be just the thing you need to calm your nerves, because the Virgo moon is very nerve related as well. And with Mercury not at its optimal, we could let those delusions send us off into a weird direction. This is probably why I was saying about the thoughts that take place in your mind. Make sure that they're ones that you like, not ones that are just trying to mess you up. All right. So if you're feeling pressured, okay, so the Venus square Jupiter. If you are feeling pressured to go and perform, or people want you to go out and you don't want to, say no. All right, because you don't want it to be one of those situations where all the rest of the frazzle of the day is just going to blow up. So if you're not feeling the love on Sunday and you need to just take some time out, then do that. Or boundaries. All right, so Virgo moon, great for setting boundaries. Venus and Jupiter, yes, they are the benefics, and it could be construed as very positive. But in this case, I just think there might be pressure to go out when you don't want to, or, Venus in Aquarius is, let's go to that rally, let's go to that thing. And you just want to stay home on the lounge. So that is the week ahead. All right, let me just stop this. So if you would like to join me, I'm now doing my lives again on my Lifetime to Level Up group on Facebook, because the YouTube one was just not great quality. And so they're still going on YouTube, just not the same. So if you would like to join me live, then please come over to Lifetime to Level Up. The links are in the comments below, as with my booking link and my website. So if you'd like this, please like, share, and comment. And thank you very much for joining me if you are still here. Okay.